Hello guys, and welcome back. Today we're doing another review. Today it's the Hot Toys X-Men Days of Future Past Wolverine MMS 264. So just got this guy in from Sideshow yesterday, unboxed him today, and gonna go ahead and just get right into the review, kind of a straight out of the box review. Haven't really swapped out any parts just yet. Just this is what he looks like straight out of the box and put onto his stand. This is my fourth Wolverine from Hot Toys. I have all the editions they've come out with, starting with Origins, then Last Stand, then the Wolverine, and now the X-Men Days of Future Past version. And this is one that is not one that you really want to pass on. Price point is a little high on this particular one, but it's worth it if you really want the best Wolverine out there. And I believe that's what we have right here. So one of the things that obviously makes that the case is the head sculpt. And I want to go ahead and focus on that, because I think that is where the real action is, because this is the newest sculpt from them, and it's just spot on. It's I think it's just about 100% Wolverine, 100% Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, and I think they have truly nailed it. They've made a lot of good head sculpts of Wolverine, but none of them were 100%. I think that's exactly what we have right here. The paint job, the sculpting is all top notch. Really couldn't ask for anything better. It's clean, super sharp. They really captured him 100%. Really nothing more to say than that. With this particular one, this is from the future, so he does have a little bit of gray hair creeping in. You can see there on the side here where it's coming in on both sides. The rest of it is still pretty much that dark brown color, close to black. And from any angle you look at this, you could see that's him. They've captured the age right. Skin tone looks perfect. I've noticed on some of the past released, especially the Wolverine, they've been going really dark on the skin tone. That's not the case here. It's a little lighter, it's a little more natural to what he actually looks like. So moving on from there, the costume is also a big highlight for this figure, because we have another Wolverine now in an X-Men type outfit. That's a tactical look, and it has an homage to the comic book style that he's known for. For example, you'll notice the slits, the yellow slits there on the side of the chest and abdomen area, with the yellow color coming through. He's got the shoulder pads worked into the costume itself, and they've done some fine weathering on the costume, and on the actually on the armor pieces in particular, you'll see slight wear on the edges, and it's got like a overspray of kind of like a dirty look, like a gray speckle, to just kind of simulate, you know, a little bit of wear and tear. You'll notice it also on the back of the elbows. I picked up on that. You can see where along the lines and raised edges you got minor scraping where the paint would have come away. There's not one thread hanging off this figure that doesn't belong So the tailoring is top notch. The armor looks fantastic. It's got that carbon fiber look, and it's got a modern carbon fiber look, and it does hinder articulation a bit. It's a harder plastic, so there is that restriction. And another thing to note, anyone planning on removing the costume, you're going to likely damage the figure. I've seen some of the breakdowns from the stores that break down the figures into parts, and these armor pieces are attached to the figure through the costume, so I don't recommend trying to remove the costume. So that's just one thing to keep in mind. You go down, it's got a two-piece knee pad, so as you bend the knee, it splits in half, so it doesn't affect the articulation, which is nice. And that feature is also carried over through into the boots, as the boots is a two-part mold as well, and it's an upper shin and then the lower boot. Now this is one of the small gripes I do have on the figure. All the joints on the figure are very tight and fluid, and the ankles are not as tight. They're not flopping around, they're not super loose. They'll hold any pose, but they're not as tight as the rest of the joints on the figure, and I think that's a key articulation point. You know, it's what's going to hold the figure up. So on that, that I didn't like. That's it. And again, it's not super loose, but it certainly could be tighter. Being an ankle joint, should be as tight as the rest of the joints, and it's not. And that's something I've noticed not only in this particular figure, but on the Last Stand version had that same issue. But on the stand, and even off the stand, he'll stand well, but I'd recommend leaving him on the stand. Now into the fabric portion of the shirt, which is really nice. It's got this mesh look to it, very sharp detail, and it doesn't hinder the articulation at all. So you get a nice range of motion. Nothing bunches up. You'll notice in the elbow area, you know, no restrictions at all. Gets a full two-joint elbow, and there's no hindrance, and there's no fear of actually overstretching the costume because it stretches easily. You don't feel a pullback. But I would keep note that there are armor pieces attached to it, so I wouldn't overly push that, because I never know if any of these armor pieces may come loose from the costume. That could be an issue. The underlying muscle in the arm looks great. Gives you a really good proportion for Hugh Jackman as Wolverine in this movie. He was really big, buffed out, and I think what helps is the arms that they chose, and then also the armor chest plate, which helps bulk him up a bit more, because it is just a standard Wolverine body underneath that. And that body is kind of out of date for the physique of Hugh Jackman currently in the past couple of movies. But with the armor on, I think it looks fantastic. Pants got some nice pleating going on, so as you're moving the figure around, it gives you a free motion. You see that spreads loose, spreads open as you move them. So very few restrictions in the costume, with the double break on the knee, the double break on the boots, the pleated pants, and the spandex-like undershirt. The only restriction comes in with the armor, but definitely not nothing to gripe about, because the armor looks fantastic. It's got some nice details, got metal buckling in there, and you can see that overspray I was talking about earlier, where it's kind of got like a dirty look, worn. Just give you an overall look from front. And I'm going to turn him around so you can get a good look at him from behind, so you get all angles. And you see in the back there, it's got like another separation of mixed media in the back of the calf. So overall, solid sculpt, solid figure. Where does he fall down? Obviously, if you've been looking at the figure, you're wondering where's the accessories. So he does come with just a few. The stand, standard Hot Toy stand, I'm fine with that. Would have been nice to get a diorama base, but these fit well into my collection. Then you simply get the clawed hands, which are well done, metal claws, good sculpting on the gloves themselves. Claws look great, and you get relaxed hands. Again, no problem with those. Excellent sculpt. See where the claws come out. Nice detail, and a couple of extra wrist pegs, and that's the end of that. So very, very light on the accessories. There's a close-up on that belt too. Looks cool. You got the metal rivets along the tactical belt as well. So overall, really gorgeous looking figure. Super well done. Light on the accessories, but if you want the best Wolverine, in my opinion, this is it. Sculpt is there, outfit is there, accessories not so much, but all you need is this guy with his claws on your shelf, and that's Wolverine. So I do recommend the figure. He is priced up there, kind of high. I did use the coupon from Sideshow Collectibles, saved $20 on my purchase. So there are things you could do to save some money. You got rewards points, you could use those, or you could always wait for a sale. A lot of these figures don't sell out as quickly as they used to, so that is an option. And there's a lot of retailers offering a lot of promotions from time to time. You just got to be patient. But gorgeous figure. The head sculpt is, you know, 100% Jackman as far as I could see it. I don't have any complaints. I'd say get it. You're a Wolverine fan. Go out there, place your order, get this guy in. As always, thank you very much for watching, subscribing, and commenting. I appreciate it. And until next time, thanks for watching.